Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with the presentation of the Bled Strategic Partner Award. Please welcome on stage Ambassador Istok Mirosic, Special Envoy of the Minister, and the Bled Strategic Forum Program Director.
Okay, so probably this is the nicest part of the Bled Strategic Forum, and I'm very glad that I have the honor to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, guests, but especially dear friends. As you know, Bled Strategic Forum is one of leading conferences in Central and South Europe, and its aim is to bring together decision makers, thinkers, media, and civic society which are searching for new ideas, peaceful solutions, and in international relations between and among of us. Prominent and engaged individuals are driving force of this strategic thought, dialogue, progressive ideas, for mobilization of public, for better of people, regions, the world, and thus supporting also and fostering the ambitions of the mission activities of this Bled Strategic Forum. So, consequently, Bled Strategic Forum acknowledges the effort of such individuals by conferring them the Bled Strategic Forum Distinguished Partner Award. And pursuant to the decision of the Bled Strategic Forum Program Committee, which had a session in the last days, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Republic of Slovenia awards the title of Bled Strategic Forum Distinguished Partner 2019 for invaluable contribution and commitment to promote, foster, and sustain effective strategic dialogue, as I already said, as well as raising the visibility of the Bled Strategic Forum's aims, objectives, and priorities to Professor Dr. Enrico Letta, which is Professor Letta is Dean of Paris School of International Affairs at Sciences Po Paris and President of the Jacques Delors Institute. He's also Italian politician, former or present, I don't know. He is a former prime minister. He served several times as minister in different Italian governments, among them also as European minister. He was member of Italian and European Parliament. He chaired various think tanks and is author of many books of international economic affairs with particular reference to EU affairs. As convinced European, or better to say Europhile, he has strongly supported EU enlargement, and he strongly supports strong, united European Union in global affairs. There are two groups of EU countries, small ones and those who haven't yet realized they are small in tomorrow's world. He said on Twitter already in 2016. I remember Professor Letta, besides his uncle Gianni Letta, to whom I worked as well, and he's right hand of Silvio Berlusconi, another prime minister. I remember Enrico Letta, particularly from my days when I was Slovenian ambassador to Rome, and he, as a bridge-building prime minister, formed a grand coalition government between two opponent or divisive political parts in Italy. He was exceptional for Italian politicians at that time, driving himself to the presidential palace in his own Fiat car to accept the prime ministerial mandate. And maybe, but I'm sure, this was a statement against excessive privileges in politics and against the gap between people and elites. There were quite shaky times, I have to say, for both, for Italy and Slovenia during the global financial turmoil. Both neighboring countries, very different in size, needed a stability. And Professor Letta was new prime minister in Italy, and also Slovenia had a new prime minister at that time. And I remember that already on the first visit of our Prime Minister in Palazzo Chigi, which is the official residence of the Italian Prime Ministers, an excellent mood and empathy between two leaders was established. This spirit continued in a shape of very extensive political and economic dialogue and meetings through the whole duration of the function of both Slovenian and Italian Prime Ministers, and Rome, Venice, Milan, Ljubljana, almost every month a meeting between two prime ministers at that time. Professor Leta really devoted special attention to strengthening of the relations with neighboring Slovenia, to overcome also the difficult past between our two countries. Slovenian and Italian minorities were in the center of this good neighborly politics, culminating in the common meeting of Slovenian-Italian government together with the Slovenian and Italian minority in Palazzo Chigi in Rome. Boosting trade exchange was pivotal, and special attention was given also to Slovenian participation in Expo Milano. We also had common interests in the EU, Slovenia and Italy, and particularly in stabilization of the Western Balkans, and that probably is why Prime Minister Leta, as the first Italian premier, participated also in Bled Strategic Forum in 2013. The two prime ministers, Slovenian and Italian of that time, demonstrated how important, crucial I would say, is to achieve mutual trust or confidence between leaders for politics, domestic politics, but also international politics, and for the benefit of peoples and nations. The trust between two politicians rendered possible really intensive relations between Slovenia and Italy as probably never in previous history. And Prime Minister Leta, I remember, also took a car in Trieste and drove himself and his family by himself on holidays in Slovenia. Maybe we would like to see more Letas in European politics of today. Ladies and gentlemen, because all of that, it's really my pleasure to call on the podium these two prime ministers, Professor Enrico Leta, the distinguished partner of Bled Strategic Forum 2019, and Mrs. Alenka Bratušek, Minister of Infrastructure of Republic of Slovenia, who will also grant the award. Thank you very much.
I will add just one sentence. It is a great honor for me standing here with you, dear Enrico, to give you this award. We sit together in Brussels, I can say, in the most difficult time for me and probably also for my country. And I can say you helped me a lot and you did a lot for Europe. And I'm sure that Europe, now more than ever, needs politicians like you. I know that you are a professor now. I know that you like your job and your students very much, but you never know, and I hope.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
If I may say, just to thank you both very much for this great opportunity for me. I'm really very pleased to be here. I have to say, hvala, Bled, if I may say. It's great. I was here, yes, 6 years ago. It was another period. Now Europe is in a new mood, new ambitions, a new legislature, new hopes. And I'm sure that there will be a lot of opportunity there. I have to say also one point that is for me very important. I listened Josep Borrell talking about Europe as master of peace, as prosperity, and it's our great privilege. We are at the top of peace within the European Union. We are at the top of prosperity within European countries and societies, but we are also at the top of pessimism within our societies. A third P: peace, prosperity, pessimism. So talks and discussions as we are having here today for Europe. It is important also to boost enthusiasm, to boost ideas for the future, and this is why I'm so happy, dear Alenka, working with my students, because working with youth is the way to be always confronted to the future, and the future is what is most important for us. Thank you. Hvala.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Professor Letta. It is my pleasure now to welcome on stage